Good morning. Buenos dias. And welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Antonio. Our weekly worship is where we connect, share information, and inspiration. My name is Marsha Meredith. I've been a member for 24 years, and I'm currently on the Member Care Committee, and I would help with the social justice work. My passion is the Seekers Forum. I really enjoy that. You can always count on a wide variety of comments and information. Okay, our faith is all-inclusive, and all means all. We strive to enact a universal love that binds us in mutual care and affection, especially in our work for justice, for our planet and all people. Our ancestors came from many different parts of the planet, many different homelands. We meet today in the homeland of the Watecan people, Yanawana. Their ancestors were living here 8,000 years ago. We recognize their right to protect their sacred heritage sites. We invite those of you who are visiting us to rise so we can see you and greet you. Any people? Oh, good. Wonderful. Okay. If you're interested in becoming a member of this community, please ask any member or staff. There is a place for you here. We have a membership book that you sign, and we ask you to make an annual contribution to help fund the ministry. If you are new to us or visiting for the first time, we welcome you to fill out a yellow visitor card. Like this, it's in the pew. Okay. We want to get to know you and follow up with you. In case you're wondering, we saved the last two pews for those who might need a last-minute seat. Wherever you are on your life's journey, we hope you will find your place with us. Now, I invite you to greet your neighbors so that you can extend a warm welcome to those who are on this journey with us.
Good morning. I'm Xolani, Kacela, he, him pronouns. I want to wish you all a happy solstice Sunday. Today I'm joined in the pulpit by members of our member care team. I have Marsha Meredith, Pat Beck, and Karen Waldron is sitting down front. They represent the team that cares for this big community, and there are several others who did not name that are also part of this great team. Throughout the year, they've been busy caring for you. And I thank them for their dedication to this community when people are sick, needing meals and rides, and most importantly, companionship. On this, show them some love. Yes, absolutely. On this longest night of the year, we gather in a season of waiting and wonder. We light the chalice as a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, a flame of freedom, reason, and compassion, calling us into community and shared purpose. In the spirit of Advent, we light 4 candles: the candle of hope, reminding us that tomorrow is possible; the candle of peace, grounding us in gentleness and courage; the pink candle of joy, awakening the delight, even in uncertainty; and today, the candle of love, love that holds us, challenges us, and calls us toward one another. May these lights guide us toward warmth, justice, and renewed connection. I'd like to invite you now to rise in body or spirit as you're able, as we sing together hymn 226, People Look East.
We are called as Unitarian Universalists to build the beloved community where all are welcome as blessings. Let's recite our covenant that articulates our promises and binds us together. It's up here. Please read it together. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament and is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia. Su sacramento es la búsqueda de la verdad y su oración es el servicio. Convivir en paz, buscar sabiduría en libertad, dar a la humanidad nuestro servicio fraternal, para que todas las almas crezcan en armonía con la divinidad. Así actamos el uno con el otro.
In the hymn, Lift Every Voice and Sing, also known as the Negro National Anthem, there's the words, "Stony the road we trod." And this, for many of us, has been a road filled with a lot of stones, very rough and very bumpy. But this season is one where we try to unburden ourselves and look at the reason for the season and be joyous, focus on family, focus on others, focus on community, and the act of being generous, not only with others, but with ourselves. For this stone ceremony, we ask you to do something counterintuitive, to grab a stone and to hold it, rub it, feel it, allow it to give you a moment for reflection and pause, to kind of unburden yourself of things that are heavy and weighing you down. So I invite you now to come forward as we join together in our stone ceremony. Today in our community book of life, we have several entries. Bob Daughtery is grateful for a successful surgery and a speedy recovery. The Bahanda Moores say that their youngest son, Dante, flew in from Canada last night. He's halfway through his third year at the University of British Columbia, where they're studying urban forestry. And also, Ruth's mother, Dora, is here visiting with us again. Welcome, Dora. The ushers say that they need help on Christmas Eve for the service. Please see Sylvia Wheeler if you're interested in being an usher this week, this Wednesday. Someone has written a little pointy thing here saying, be sure to park within the lines. I don't know what that's about. So stay within the lines, people. Bill Evans' mom is at University Hospital after a fall. David Fagan says he's very happy to be here with his sweetest love. And Chris Lopez was hospitalized twice this week for procedures and is expected home today. We want to also lift up persons who have been affected by the mass shootings around the globe. I invite you to join me for a moment of pastoral meditation. Begin by taking a moment to arrive in your body. Gently feel your feet on the floor. Relax your shoulders and take a slow breath in through your nose or mouth, whichever is comfortable for you. Hold it for a moment and then release. Breathe in calm and steadiness. Breathe out whatever feels heavy this morning. Spirit of life, love, and light, we gather as families chosen and given, young and old, tired and hopeful, carrying shopping lists and memories, grief and gratitude, laughter and longing. In this Christmas season, we pause amid the noise to remember the quiet miracle at the heart of the story, a child, a family, a fragile light born into a complicated world. We give thanks for the love that gathers us around tables and couches, for bedtime stories and sticky hands, for elders who carry wisdom, and children who remind us how to wander. Hold close those among us who feel stretched thin, parents navigating exhaustion, children carrying worries they cannot yet name, those missing someone who once sat beside them. May this season soften us, not into sentimentality, but into kindness, not into perfection, but into presence. As we breathe together once more, may we trust that love does not require everything to be finished, only that we show up again and again with open hearts and a willingness to be gentle with one another. We ask this into the silence. As we contemplate this season, this community, the love we feel amongst each other, we ask this in the name of all persons present and absent, known and unknown, remembered and forgotten, and all helpers of humankind. Ashe, amen. It may be so because we make it so.
Good morning. My name is Tim Versteeg. I am the Director of Lifespan Religious Education here at the church. And if I can get my friends to come up and join me this morning, we are going to start by talking about what day it is, and then we're going to read a story. So if I can get everybody to sit down, I'm going to stand for a minute, and then I'm going to come and sit on the steps once we talk about something. Does anybody know what today is? Winter solstice. Here, it's winter solstice, but it's not winter solstice everywhere in the world. Now, can anybody tell me what winter solstice is? Yeah, go ahead, Nicholas.
The shortest day.
The shortest day. And why is it the shortest day? It's okay. That's what I'm going to tell you. So, I have in my hand, yeah, Tibby, this is called a globe. And what does a globe do? Well, it represents the earth that we all live on. Now, we live in Texas, in San Antonio, which is about there on the globe, okay? Well, the Earth's a big place. And it's in what's called the northern hemisphere. And the Earth, what does the Earth move around in the sky? The sun. So I am going to use this as the sun because we got some light here, right? Now you'll notice on the globe, even though the Earth spins on the north and south pole as an axis, it's sideways. It's a little askew. And in fact, it's like 23 degrees askew. And that's what's called the orbital plane. Because when it's orbiting around the sun, it's not straight up and down. It's at an angle. And that is what causes the winter solstice. So, right now, in North America, we are farther from the sun than they are in the southern hemisphere. So in fact, it's not just the winter solstice, it's the winter solstice here, but all the way on the other side of the world, down in New Zealand, for instance, where my mother was from, it's actually the summer solstice down there, because they are far closer to the sun. Now, as it moves around the Earth, it stays in the same angle. So that means when it's on the other end of the Earth, that's what's called the summer solstice, when the North America is there, because it is closer, so more of the sun's rays are making it warmer. Now, does anybody know what the word solstice is for? You want to have a look, Tibby? Anybody know what the word solstice means? Go ahead, Nicholas.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why does it take so long for the winter and summer solstice to come?
Do you know how many days it takes for the Earth to go around the sun? 365 days. So a whole year it takes to go all the way around. And that's why the winter solstice is about 180 days at one end, summer is 180 days at the other end, and we get spring and fall in the middle. Now the word solstice means standing still. And it just means that point where the sun seems to stand still in the sky, and it starts to rise after that if you're going into summer, starts to lower after that in the skies if you're going into winter. And that's what solstice is all about. And now we're going to read a story about it, if I can remember where I put my book. There it is. There, it's called the shortest day. Shortest day. I'm still thinking New Zealand. It's the longest day down there. So it's about 8 hours of daylight today, and the actual turning point isn't the whole day. It's about 3:08 this afternoon. That's the real solstice, but we refer to the whole day as the solstice. All right. Yeah, don't use this globe to tell you what the political countries are right now, because this is from 1991, and it's changed a lot since then. All right, we'll leave that down there. So this is called The Shortest Day, and this is just a nice story about the solstice. pretty pictures, and we see the sun there quite low in the sky as it is in winter. Yeah, a little bit, doesn't it? A gorilla melting into the sun. So the shortest day came, and the year died. And everywhere down the centuries of the snow-white world came people singing, dancing to drive the dark away. They lighted candles in the winter trees, and that's why we have lights on our trees. They hung their homes with evergreen, and they buried beseeching fires all night long to keep the year alive. And when the New Year's sunshine blazed awake, they shouted, reveling. Through all the frosty ages, you can hear them echoing behind us, listening. All the long echoes sing the same delight. This shortest day, as promise wakens in the sleeping land. They carol, feast, give thanks, and dearly love their friends and hope for peace. And so do we here now, this year and every year, welcome Yule, which is an old word for the winter solstice. And from here on out, the days get longer until we hit the summer solstice, where it's the longest day of the year. And that's what's happening right now in the southern hemisphere. So we have about 8 hours of daylight here, maybe 9 today. They have 15 where my cousin lives in New Zealand, because it's the longest day down there. So that is our story for today. Now you know all about solstice.
We have two readings. The first is Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 to 21, from a translation called The Voice. So here, finally, is the story of the birth of Jesus the Anointed. Now, when Joseph had decided to act on his instincts, a messenger of the Lord came to him in a dream. Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to wed Mary and bring her into your home and your family as your wife. She will not sneak off and sleep with someone else. She will have a son, and you will name him Jesus. And our second reading is an excerpt from America's Favorite Holidays, Candid Stories by Bruce David Forbes. Today, people think that the word Yule is a synonym for Christmas, but is actually the name of the pre-Christian winter celebration in that region. The seasonal activities included the slaughter of animals, lots of drinking, bonfires and candles, and of course, the Yule log, and prickly evergreens around the windows to keep evil spirits away. The partying was wild and included drunkenness and all kinds of unrestrained activities. Much of this describes Christmas today. All are beloved parts of Christmas, but what they really have nothing to do with a baby in the manger. Pagan was a word used by Christians to refer to something that was non-Christian or pre-Christian. When Christians eventually started celebrating the birth of Jesus in December, and they had spread their religion to Central and Northern Europe, they encountered pre-existing winter parties, and they absorbed the aspects of these into their Christian observances. Some conservative Christians believe that any association with pre-Christian or non-Christian religions and cultural practices will taint Christianity. Some secular voices are amused by the whole situation and lift up pagan associations just to watch Christians squirm. What I see here is the common humanity of different groups. All of us, whatever our religion or culture or historic era, have similar needs as human beings, trying to cope with seasonal changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat, for joining me up here this morning, and also to Marsha and to Karen and others on the care team. Unlike the bulletin, we do have a sermon, so I'm not going right into the invitation to generosity. Today I'm thinking about Christmas and capitalism and reclaiming the sacred in consumer culture. I want to start with a story about a dream because somehow the most important moments in our lives arrive that way, don't they? I had a dream this morning, woke up thinking about a song I wanted to write. It happens when we're sleeping and not trying so hard to get things right. In Matthew's gospel, Joseph gets a visit in a dream. He's got a problem. Mary is pregnant, and he wasn't expecting that. By all the rules of his world, he should walk away. But an angel, a messenger from something bigger than his fear, tells him to stay and not be afraid. It says, say yes to something that doesn't make sense yet. She will have a son, the angel says, and you will name him Jesus. Here's what I know about December 2025. Joseph's problem is also our problem. We're being asked to welcome something sacred into the world that has gone very, very crowded with other things. The historian Bruce David Forbes writes about American holidays, as you just heard. And many of you know that the word Yule wasn't Christian at all. Yule was the winter celebration, is the winter celebration that existed in Northern Europe long before Jesus was born in Bethlehem. And it was wild, as you just heard. There were bonfires, lots of drinking, animals being slaughtered for meat, and people hanging evergreens around their windows to ward off evil spirits. It was a big party. And here's where it gets interesting or a little funny, he says. When Christians spread across Europe and started celebrating Jesus' birth in December, they didn't erase what was already there. They couldn't. So they had parties that were just too good to let go. So they built those parties into their existing traditions. They took the pagan practices and tucked them right into Christianity. The evergreens became Christmas trees. Bonfires became Christmas tree lights, and feasting became our big family dinner. The wild celebration became Christmas. Forbes says that some conservative Christians worry that these pre-Christian elements will taint their religion. And many secular folks find the whole thing hilarious. And they love pointing out how much what we call Christian Christmas comes from pagan winter festivals. And they love watching people squirm talking about it. But Forbes himself said something I think is wise, and it's the thing that I want to share with us today. What he sees is human beings trying to do the same thing across our different religions, cultures, and historical eras. We're trying to cope with the dark time of the year. We need light, gathering, ways to mark time and to remember that spring will come, and remember that we're not alone. That's not pagan, that's not Christian, that's being human. And this is where I notice we are right now, in late December in San Antonio, Texas, where Christmas looks a little different than it does up north. Our cold snap might last a week, or just a couple days here in San Antonio. We're still getting gas station burritos in our trucks and in our hybrid vehicles and seeing neighbors in short sleeves and in shorts. But we still put up the lights, don't we? We still string them on trees and hang wreaths on doors and drive around looking at displays. The darkness is gentler here, but the gathering is just as urgent. What I'm watching is this. We've kept the human part, gathering, lights, creating beauty and meaning in the dark. But we've added something else, something that Forbes didn't really talk about because he was writing about mixing pagan and Christian traditions. We've added capitalism, which has its own kind of fear and pressure. Capitalism says that if you really love someone, you'll buy them the right thing, the expensive thing, the thing that proves it. It says Christmas is about acquisition, that is, getting things, the perfect moment, the status from giving or having the best. It whispers to you that if you're not stressed out about shopping, not spending, not exhausted by the effort to make everything Instagram perfect, then maybe you're not doing Christmas right. And here's the thing. Capitalism doesn't care if you're Christian, secular, or pagan. It doesn't care about your theology. It just needs you to feel like you're not enough, and buying more will fix it. But let's go back to Joseph for a minute. He was poor. And we don't talk much about poverty in church, but he was. He was a carpenter in a small town and didn't have much money. When Jesus was born, they ended up in a stable because there was no room in the inn or the hotel. That is a subtle way of saying that they were temporarily homeless. When they went to the temple to present the baby, they brought the offering that poor people were allowed to bring, 2 small birds instead of a lamb. Joseph and Mary were working poor. And yet, the angel told Joseph to welcome this child, name him, be his father, and be a part of something sacred. Not because he had money, could buy things or create the perfect circumstances, but because Joseph could say yes to something bigger than his fear and his limitations. And that is what I'm saying to you today in this moment of consumer frenzy and spiritual exhaustion, and in a time of real hardship. The cost of living is crushing us. Fear about immigration enforcement is real. Showing up for a hearing is risky. The uncertainty in politics is relentless. Going to school is dangerous. And some of us are just trying to hold on. I want to whisper in your ear like an angel in a dream. You don't need more. Your children and spouse don't need more. What you need is what humans have always needed when the world gets dark, overwhelming, and too loud. You need light. not the kind you buy at Target, although there's nothing wrong with Target lights, but light that comes from gathering around something that matters. Light that comes from looking at each other's faces and remembering we are here together. You need a story that reminds you of who you are and what you believe in, not the story that capitalism is selling you. You don't need a story that says your worth is measured in wrapping paper. You need a story of what's sacred to you. You need time, actual time, not time squeezed between shopping trips and holiday obligations, but time to sit and be. Watch someone you love, and notice the small moments that you can't post on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. Give yourself permission to say no. This is enough. We are enough, and our love is enough. Here's my suggestion, and this is not advice because I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm here to offer you a possibility. What if this year you reclaimed Christmas from capitalism? What if you asked yourself the question that Joseph had to ask, standing there in his dream, afraid and uncertain? What is sacred here? Maybe it's the sacred of a simple meal eaten slowly with people you love and care for. Could it be the act of staying at home instead of running yourself ragged? How about the act or the sacred act of giving your time instead of your money? Babysitting for a friend so they can have a few hours alone. What about showing your kids or your grands how to make cookies? Sitting on the porch in San Antonio, Bernie, or Pleasanton, watching the way the light hits the live oaks at sunset. Maybe it's the sacred of telling truth about Christmas. And yes, we're carrying forward traditions from cultures and religions we may not have known about. And yes, some of what we do has nothing to do with the baby in a manger. That is okay, because humans have always gathered in the dark, making meaning together. And that is sacred work. Neither the evergreens around the window nor the Christmas tree are a sin. Neither is the feast, nor is the drinking and celebrating. These are human ways that we've always fought back against the darkness. But the pressure to perform Christmas, the anxiety about spending enough, the sense that if you're not exhausted and broke by December 26th, you haven't done it right, that's not sacred. That's capitalism. And you don't have to accept that invitation. Before I go, I want you to consider this. When that angel appeared to Joseph in his dream, Joseph had a choice. He could have said no and ran away. But he said yes to something that didn't make sense by the world's logic. He said yes to vulnerability, to love, and to a future that he couldn't control. He said yes to the sacred. And that's my Christmas blessing for you, that you would have Joseph and Mary's courage, that you would say yes to what's sacred in this season and look past all the noise, the pressure, and the twinkling lights designed to make you buy more things and see, yes, there is a baby in the manger and a family. Love doesn't cost anything, but shows up anyway. And there you are with people gathered around you. There's light in the darkness. That's enough. You're enough. And that is the gospel as we prepare for 2026. Amen. Ashe. It may be so.
I'd like to invite the ushers to come forward to receive this morning's offering and invite you to a moment of generosity. Your gifts make this beloved community what we aspire to be. We are grateful to you for all that you give, your time, your talent, and your treasure.
I hope it's okay if I say something really quick. I just wanted to say that we put in the order of service that it was Esperanza Flores Garza y Grupo Familiar, because I wasn't sure which child or children would be willing to sing with me. And I'm so pleased to say that every one of my children, Octavia, Emiliano, and Americo, gave me this as their Christmas present. My dream of a family band. So you guys have to join with us and sing and clap. We're gonna sing Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad y próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our heart.
We give thanks for your generous gifts and all you contribute to our beloved community.
We invite you to rise in body and or spirit as we sing together. Number 245, Joy to the World.
Feliz
be seated. I want to take a moment and invite our Board of Trustees to rise so you can see them. They do a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and on Wednesday night they're hosting an eggnog social after the Christmas Eve service, and they want you all to be here and get your eggnog. So please don't forget Wednesday night. As we go from this place, may the light we have shared travel with us into our homes, our conversations, and our care for one another. I want to give thanks again to Marsha, Pat, and Karen for joining me this morning for the service, and all those on the member care team who make this a beloved community. May love guide your steps, peace steady your spirit, and joy surprise you along the way. Go in blessing and in hope. Keep your heads up and your hearts open. You may go in peace.